We used to think of a library as books. All right. So what is a library today?
A library is about information, and it's always been about information. It's just that in the years gone past, the books were the only way people pretty much, received information. And then after computers came along, we started receiving information in a new way. Even 30 years ago, if you wanted a phone number for like Memphis or Nashville, you would go to your public library and hope that they had a directory for one of those cities. If they didn't, then most smaller libraries had to write a letter to the bigger city to find out a number. And so it's crazy to even think about that now, but the library was about information then. Library's about information now, but it's just that now it's not only books, it's a whole lot of technology, and it's always also been about verbal communication between people. So our logo for the library talks about literacy, technology, and community, and those are the three ways that information is passed, and that's what the library is about, passing of that information.
Zoe, your role at the library is what?
I'm the tech department manager, computer department manager. I kind of oversee all the technology aspects around here.
All right.
Of course.
Which would mean what? When people walk
The
in?
computer department is the computers that we have upstairs, all those patron computers. We also have this room, which is our makerspace room / classroom.
Okay, so what happens here?
What happens in this room? Well, basically this is where people come to design, be creative, make stuff, makerspace. Currently we have 4 makerspace computers back here. They all have Microsoft Office on them, they have GIMP, and they have Minecraft servers, all 4 with Minecraft software. We do have other coming attractions soon.
Okay.
We're going to get a 3D printer. We will have VR goggles. We will have a green screen and video software equipment.
All right.
And then we will also have photo editing software, video editing, and audio editing software on these computers.
There are still a lot of people reading books, so we're still the place to go if you want a book to read. But we're also the place where every person in the community has equal access to life-changing information, whether it be in the book form, the computer form, or in our meeting rooms. That's becoming even a greater part of what the library does, is offer a space where people can get together and they can exchange information. And there's not very many places you can do that in a community that just anybody, can go into and have the same access.
So you became the teen librarian. You're a hospice nurse.
Yes, I've worked in nursing in a couple of different areas, but I was working as a hospice nurse right before I became the teen librarian.
So why did you not want to keep doing that and start doing this?
It's difficult. It's depressing in the long term.
Okay.
and
Hospice
I wanted to
nurse.
do something different.
Something
so-
else. Okay.
Yeah, and this the children's librarian, I've known her for a while, and she had asked me if I knew anybody that would be interested in it, in the teen librarian position, and she described it to me, and it sounded amazing. It sounded exactly like what I wanted to do with my life. So,
How'd you convince the library that you could do this without a background?
Well, I came in and I told Dinah Harris, the director, firstly that I really, really wanted the job.
Okay.
I may have pleaded a little bit, but also I told her that that I was very interested in teenagers and working with teenagers for literacy and just to increase their interest in the library, and also that there's not as much of a discrepancy as it looks like at first glance between hospice nursing or any kind of nursing and working in a library. There's especially with teenagers.
Okay.
There in both realms. There's a lot of people who maybe wear their emotions on their sleeves sometimes,
right,
and have a lot going on, and just need some help channeling that and figuring out where they're going with some things.
In my own life, being a teenager is the worst part of your existence, I think, to me.
Yeah, it was rough from what I remember.
Yeah, I mean,
my
I
experience.
look back on it, it's like every year is different and it's awkward and you're trying to find your way or whatever. So what do you try to do then with this room?
I try to make sure that it's a safe space for the teenagers to come in and that they have what they need to explore the world, you know, through books, through computers, through games, through interacting with each other in a safe space, and that I'm available to them as an adult who they can approach with questions or just if they need a sounding board. I try to make sure that we have activities where they can come and meet up on a common ground and interact, and I try to just I tell them that I'm the grown-up in the room.
Okay.
They
How's this room equipped? What all have you got
We've
to
got-
work with here?
We've got 4 computers with internet connection that are dedicated to teen use. No adults, no children are allowed to use those. They're just for the teenagers. We've got an Xbox 360 with a variety of games that are not any mature ones, just everybody and the teen ones for the teenagers to use. We've got a couple of study tables. I have a craft cabinet full of crafting supplies. We've got a collection of YA fiction, nonfiction, graphic novels, manga. We've got some YA audiobooks.
Which are young adult, is that?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry. YA
Yeah.
is young adult. Audiobooks, and then also some DVDs, movies.
What kind of utilization are you getting here?
Pretty good. We get some people that I see very nearly every day come in,
Okay.
hang out. There's some people that come in maybe once a week and switch out their stuff that they've checked out. Yeah, so
What's it like interacting with them? What do they talk to you about?
it depends on the kids. Some of them come in and want to talk to me about what books they should check out. Some of them come in and talk to me about what's going on at school, what's going on with their families. Some have come in and talked to me about some pretty deep stuff, and
Okay. So this is really a teen room then?
it is. It's a
And
teen
you've
room.
got samples of stuff here, so
Yes.
what is this?
We have a weekly art and craft.
Pick some of those up. and
Sure,
show us.
sure. A teenager, I made this, but a teenager taught me how. I would never figure this one out myself.
Okay.
She actually had to help me through on this one. It's a boat.
So you make it out of just a flat sheet of
Yeah,
paper?
it was a flat sheet of paper. We had an origami day, and then we've done some bookmarks that were fun, and we do. We have art and craft day. I think I started to say that and then lost my train of thought. Art and craft day every Thursday from 4 to 5. Today we're going to do Perler Beads, which are those little plastic beads, and then you melt them with an iron. Dinah says I have to be in charge of the iron. That's the stipulation for doing that one. We do blackout poetry, which is where you take an old book that's fallen apart and you use a page and you just highlight, or you keep the words you want.
You want to make
mark
poetry.
out the ones you don't want, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So
What do you hope this accomplishes for them? What do you give you an opportunity?
the art and craft time, it's a combo. It's a combo between them having a chance to experiment with art and craft supplies, and then just getting together and hanging out. I get to watch friendships blossom. It's fun. I try to hang back and just be there to help with the scissors and whatnot. And it's, for me, it's just letting them do their thing and being the grown-up in the room, if that makes sense.
Well, that makes sense.
We have the Tennessee Electronic Library, which is free. We have databases such as Universal Class, where people can go on there and learn about different continuing education subjects or hobbies. I mean, it goes the whole gamut from free computer classes to learning about algebra to learning how to 101 dog care, photography, just the whole range. There's over 400 or 500 classes on that database, and you can actually use them to earn continuing education units. The library bought some subscriptions to Treehouse, which is a coding software that most people could not afford access to, and anybody that wants access to it, all they have to do is let us know, and we will put them in on our subscription. And
So I can get coding classes
for
through
free.
you.
It's
Wow.
the same ones that the Jackson-Madison County School System is using. And, the stats show that people that go through these classes can get a job making $60,000 just right out of the gate. And so we're trying to provide access to this kind of life-changing information to the citizens of Madison County at no cost to them other than, the funding we receive. We try to be very responsible and make sure that we're getting the most useful resources for the people of Jackson-Madison County, stretch it as far as we can, which I'm pretty good at pinching a penny, so,
You've been doing this for many years now. Okay.
many years.
Where do you see this? Where do you see this headed? It seems that we're on a cusp of a whole new. I know you have library cards now that I can actually use from home, right, and access.
Yeah. It needs to be convenient for people now. I don't want people to stop reading just because they don't have time to run by the library. So we're promoting literacy, even if it's through technology. It's a whole new world, but it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I'd like for you to tell them about our North Branch and the great things we have to offer out there.
Okay. For some people, the North Branch location may be a more convenient location. It's on 8 Stonebridge Boulevard, so that's across from Chick-fil-A in the shopping center to the left of China Pan. Even if we don't have the material you're needing, you can get on our website, use our catalog, have whatever's at the main library sent to the North Branch for a convenient pickup. We also have a meeting room that can hold 20 to 24 people, so if you're interested in using that, you can call us at the library, or you can also use our website and fill out the meeting room application. So we would love for you to come check it out.
We're going through what you call the Walt Disney method of customer service, and it's just trying to provide our customers with the very best customer service that they could ever have in a library. When they come in, we have a pathway of trying to get them what they want through various methods. We try to make sure when they leave they're one step closer to having what they came in here for. So we're very, very proud of how far we've come on our customer service.
One of the specific areas, this library has a Tennessee room that has been a real treasure.
Yes.
You say it's going to need to expand.
It definitely needs an expansion. I've been talking about it now for a year or two, but we just haven't figured out, what to do yet. But the Tennessee room is an area that doesn't see much weeding. The stuff that's donated, the materials, it's something you want to keep.
Okay.
You don't weed it. So you have to grow, your space has to grow, and it has over the years. They had an addition several years ago where they built a huge archive area, and the archive area is almost full now. So we've got to look at building something long term. We stand to inherit maybe some valuable collections, and we need somewhere to put them. Right now we're full, so we've got to think about the future on that.
The Tennessee Room is the part of the library that houses the local history materials and materials for researching your family history.
Okay, which would include what?
County histories, state histories in published form, books, different types of records like deeds, wills, marriages, and things of that sort. They'll be in published form in books. We have microfilm of the Madison County records. We have vertical files which contain various subjects. We have maps. We have a lot of non-book materials like manuscript materials, and we have the funeral home records, the city directories, just lots of things.
Okay. How do people utilize that then? Like a city directory would become relevant to me, how?
Well, city directories are used quite frequently to look up the history of buildings here in Jackson. People that buy an old house in the Atlanta district, for example, can come in and go back through the history of that house and see who lived there. People working on their genealogy can find information about the person. City directories typically tell you not only the names, but they might tell you the spouse. They'll tell you the occupation.
Occupation, that's right. I forgot about that. It's not just a telephone listing.
Right. And you can also look it up by address. So if you are looking up a house, you can go to the street and look up the street address to see who's there. You can also look up and down that street and see who the neighbors are. So you can actually do neighborhood studies using city directories.
Okay. Your newspaper collection on microfilm includes what?
The newspapers, basically the Jackson newspapers going all the way back to the 1820s.
Okay.
We have a complete set of the Jackson Sun starting in January of 1936 and coming forward. And we get new microfilm added to that routinely.
There were multiplicity of newspapers here. at
Yeah,
one
there were
time.
quite a wide variety of newspapers.
So you just have sections of some of those, or
Right.
partial run.
Prior to 1936, the dates of those papers are sporadic, and we don't necessarily have a complete run of papers for. We have some years we don't have any papers at all.
Right, now you've got a new reader here that enables you to do what?
That's right. Go.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we have a digital scanner. It's called the Scan Pro, and it allows us to look at the microfilm, but also make a copy in a digital format, which we weren't able to do before. It also has some editing features to it, so that you can lighten and darken the image and save it as a JPEG or another type of file, however you want. It also allows us, in terms of correspondence with people who, say, request an obituary, we can now email them a digital image instead of having to send them a hard copy.
Okay.
We have cemetery records in book form where various individuals and organizations have gone out and read the cemeteries and made published books on them. We have online access to a number of things on the internet. One of them, excuse me, one of them is Find a Grave, and we use that a lot to locate cemetery information as well. That goes hand in hand with our obituaries that we get from the newspapers and the funeral home records which we have.
Okay. Can people then interact here, Jack, with other similar rooms in other places if they're,
We do a lot of referral,
Okay.
and that's basically an important part of doing research, because no one place is going to have everything that everybody needs, and so it's real important to try to find out what they're looking for, what they need, and then if we don't have it, to find out someplace else that has it. And we typically, the Tennessee State Library and Archives is always a good referral place to us, but more locally, we refer people to our county archives.
So what do you call this section of the library?
This is the computer lab. This is where people come to use our public access computers. We have 30 public access computers up here, plus 4 iPads for kids. And we also have laptop stations and a visually impaired computer up here for people who have a little trouble seeing the computer screen.
okay, so they have that. So the laptop, I can bring my own then?
You can bring your own laptop up here and hook up to our gig service.
Okay.
You can also bring your own devices up here, such as your phone or your iPad or your Kindle, and we can help you with those devices if you need the help. So we do provide the assistance for your own devices.
Okay. The gig service has meant what to you?
It has totally sped up the usage of the computers. People are able to get to where they need to be faster. They're able to do what they need to do on the computers faster. There's a lot less of a wait time when you're trying to log into a website. So it's definitely increased our bandwidth a lot.
Yeah, all right. How do people utilize these computers?
Well, a lot of them come up here to do job searches or to work on papers for school, and we provide assistance for that as well. We have a list of jobs currently available in the area that we can print out for them. We also have Treehouse service where you can go in and you can apply to learn how to code.
Okay.
Tyler Wortham, he is our Treehouse coordinator.
We had talked some about coding when we talked to you earlier. So how much of that are you seeing and interested in coding classes?
Well, a lot
write
of
applications.
kids around here want to learn how to code, but it's expensive to learn how to code, to go to school for that and stuff. So we provide an online class. It's Treehouse. We subscribe to the service, and they can sign up through us. We have 10 seats available where they can sign up, and they can come in and they can learn how to code by themselves, learn on their own online. And it has definitely helped several students and people in the area figure out a little bit more about coding.
Okay. You talk about e-circulation. This is where this is done, right?
The READS program, yes, we do a lot of it up here. People bring their devices, and you can bring your devices up here, and we can help you get READS set up on it. You'll be able to download books before you leave here.
Okay. And I can do that through the library card?
Yes,
The library access?
If you have a library card, you are able to access all of our READS programs.
All right, so what will that include?
Ebooks, audiobooks, now they have magazines where you can download them through the Nook app. If you have a phone or a device that you're able to download the Nook app, or if you have a Nook, you can download the magazines. They also have streaming media that you can check out on there, so there's some TV shows, some movies that you can check out on READS as well now.
Okay. So you're my subscription source. If I belong to the library, I've got access to everything you
Yes,
got.
we are here.
Okay, this young man with you, what does he do?
This is Isaiah. He is a tech here at the library. He helps people on the computers, and he's fantastic. Just
Okay.
amazing.
What kind of questions do you get then? Different people.
The questions range from everything from how do I make a resume to can I log into your system?
Okay.
Everything.
So it's just sometimes just very simple.
Yes.
Just opening that door.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also have wireless printing up here where you can print from your mobile device, your laptop, from your house down the road, and you can come up here and release it and be able to get your print job that easy.
Okay. So I can print from my house and you can print it here, or from my phone.
Yes, sir.
What happens in this section of the library?
In this section, this is the reference section. You would come up here to research something like a medical problem, or if you needed some kind of legal form or a school project,
Okay.
you would come up here. I'm the reference librarian, and I'm dedicated here to help people find that information.
Okay.
We have computers. We can get to all of our databases, our online
Okay.
resources. We also have quite a few book resources you can look at and find what you need pretty quickly.
You still have some periodicals that are bound and all that.
We do.
Is that helpful, or in an internet age, is that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I've
okay.
actually had quite a few people come up to want to look at the advertising from past years, or to look up articles about specific historical events. They'll come and use those resources.
Okay. What I found in going through journals is I found things that I didn't expect to find. Looking for a
yes,
target article, and I see other
serendipitous.
things. Yeah, and so, how do you decide what sources or resources you're going to try to pull into a reference section?
What we look for is something that it's academically sound.
Okay.
It's something that's been vetted. We want to find something that gives a thorough explanation of a particular topic. We try to focus on things that we know people in this community are interested in.
Okay.
For instance, we have a lot of African American historical information
Okay.
up here because it's used quite a bit.
Okay. So it'll vary from community to community then as to
it
what
does.
you'll see.
You'll have your basic, legal and literature and encyclopedias and atlases and that kind of thing. But then, of course, you tailor it to your community.
Okay. All right. What got you into this? I mean, this is what you do, right?
It's
As
what
far
I
as
do.
library, because you did it before.
I love helping people. I love being able to connect people to this wonderful world of information that we have, and I get to do that every day. To give information to somebody who didn't have it before, and when they leave me, they have it. It's the most amazing job on the planet. A lot of people go to school online, and they need someone to proctor their tests for them, their exams.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means someone who can oversee when they take an exam and
Okay.
say, yes, they took it under the conditions they're supposed
So
to
you're
take
the
it
quality control then for the testing. Okay.
under. I can do that. Also, our director can do that. All they need to do is call and schedule, and we will get that taken care of for them.
What all type exams would that cover?
I've done everything from just like a quiz to a midterm or a final. It really just depends on what the need is.
All right. And so you're the verifier. Jennifer, I understand you have two sections here now in the children's section. So tell me about that.
Well, what we have, of course, we got the nonfiction section and the fiction
Fiction, okay.
section, but also up here with the nonfiction section, we've started an area for big kids, the tweens.
Okay.
So 8 to 12 years old.
All right.
We had the teen room for a couple of years, and then we had some big kids who were sad that they couldn't go in there. So we decided to make a space for them.
All right. So when they're going through that, I'm 11, but I feel like I'm 14.
Yeah.
I can stay here.
Yeah,
Okay.
then we have what we got is we got 4 iPads on a railing for them, and it's got lots of games, lots of educational games, fun games, all kinds of stuff for
Okay.
big kids. And then we also we bought a whole lot of board games which have been just as popular as the iPads, which is pretty
Okay,
cool. So they could come and just play games with their friends.
Okay, all right. Then for the younger set.
And then for the little ones,
Okay.
for the preschoolers and little kids, we have a new train table, a
Okay.
choo-choo train table. We also have 4 iPads at little desks for little ones. And then, of course, there's lots of board books and puppets and puzzles and little games for
How
them.
is this area then utilized? Families, just different things? Or
Families, we have a lot of families that come in and play together. Sometimes the daycares will come in, especially
Okay.
to my story times and stuff. We sometimes have some daycares, and they're always welcome to come in.
Okay. What happens at story time?
At story time, it's geared to maybe like toddlers to 4 years old.
Okay.
We move a lot. They don't have to sit still at story time. They're too
Okay.
little for that. We just make it fun. So we
All right.
read a few books, but we also dance and sing and do a craft and stuff like that.
You do that all during the year, or just summers, or
Yeah, we
with
do
the little
it
ones you
4
can-
times a week, all
Okay.
year.
All year. Okay.
Yeah. So I get my exercise in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
In selecting material for children now, what do you key on? Or like you say, you do
Well,
fiction, nonfiction, both?
We do fiction and nonfiction. We do by community request. So if like we have a lot of homeschoolers come in, and if they want to give us ideas of stuff they need to supplement their curriculum, if teachers come in and let us know things they need or that they're requiring for their students to read about,
Okay.
then we try to make our collection what the community wants.
All right. So it corresponds to their academics as well as interest then?
Yeah, and then just fun.
Okay.
A lot of kids come in. If kids want to come in and tell me they want more books about Pokemon, we've had a lot of kids come in, so I've ordered everything I can about Pokemon.
Okay.
Whatever it is they're interested in. If they let us know, then we'll see what we can do.
Okay. What got you into this work?
Well, originally I like to work with kids, so
Okay.
that's why I originally took this job. But when I was a kid, I came to this library. It was an important place for me when I was a little kid. So library is important.
What about your adult services?
We have an adult services librarian that will be starting with us in August, and her name is Jency Spradling. We are very excited to have her joining our team. She will be helping us to do adult programming. That will be our major focus for her.
Okay.
And she'll be writing grants and taking care of a lot of the big programming that we have in the works already.
Okay.
So Jency will be writing the grant for us to try to get the grant to do that. The local grants, like through the Jackson Arts Council, the Tennessee Arts Commission, grants to bring in special speakers, kind of like what Judy Pennell did when Judy was here.
Okay.
Kind of doing that field,
Okay.
because there's been a huge hole since Judy left years ago. There's been a huge hole there, and we've been trying to fill it, but we really need help, and we're very excited that Jency's going to be joining our team to help us with that.
Okay.
People used to say there might not be libraries at some point, but we're about information and whatever way you access it. So no, we're not going anywhere.
Leave something to remember so they won't forget I was here. I was here.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. For 100 years, the Boys and Girls Clubs have opened this door for America's youth. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.